Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again, man. Hey, I always like stopping by so that we can exchange ideas and we can talk. And like I told you, every day I will be dropping vlogs. I want to build back that consistency. You guys are good, man. It's always an honor to see you stopping by and check out what we have to say. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whatever part of the world you're watching, MisterJaay. And thank you for stopping by. This vlog, man, I want to talk about something great that is happening in the continent of Africa. Something beautiful that is coming into fruition in Africa. And I will be talking about a Sahel country called Mali, the Republic of Mali. Now, recently, this country and its military leader, Colonel Assimi Goïta, in partnership with the Chinese investor, man, they announced that in November, come November, there will be the opening of a lithium mining plant in Africa. This is a shocker. But before we do get started, do not forget, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and give us that thumbs up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this, man. We have been hearing about Mali, Burkina Faso, and the Republic of Niger in the news, and that is because a couple of months ago, military juntas decided that they were going to take powers into their own hands and ensure that they put the vision, the aspirations of the people at the forefront. And by doing so, they kicked out some of the most kleptomaniac when it comes to colonial powers, man, France, and from accessing the natural resources. And right after doing that, they jointly decided to move away from the Western-backed ECOWAS group, which was doing nothing for them in the couple of years that they have been a member to that organization. Now, when they did that, they started putting steps in place to ensure that they fight for their collective good, and that is why they formed the Alliance of Sahel, the AES. Now, that is not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that these military juntas and leaders, they have been taking steps that definitely is going to help these countries to grow, and their economies that were in shackles when France was actively involved in either paying some of rebel leaders and rebel groups and terrorist groups to attack and destabilize these countries while they pay for the natural resources. But guess what? Those days are over. Now I want us to talk about the Republic of Mali under President Colonel Assimi Goïta. Recently, he partnered with the Chinese investors, and these Chinese investors, they have announced that in November, the lithium plant that they constructed will be going into full force, operational. Now, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Over the decades, man, even after independence, so-called independence, man, African states, although the continent is full of a whole lot of natural resources, a whole lot of African states have not yet understood how to build plans to take care of these natural resources. So what usually happens is these countries, man, they get fooled by some foreign powers, European powers, EU and the allies or the West. They come into these countries, they take these raw materials and they go to their countries and they process it and they bring it back as finished product. This is taking the employment away from this continent. But you see, these three leaders who came into power, especially Colonel Assimi Goïta, he was like, enough is enough. All these natural resources that is coming out from our soil, we want to manufacture and process them in our soil. We are going to mine lithium and we are going to process it to finished product in our soil. Now, if you don't know what lithium is, man, the world is going crazy and haywire with electronic cars. Now, lithium is one of those components that is used to create batteries for electronic cars, like solar powered cars, man, cars that use electricity and not fuel. Now, this is a big move, ladies and gentlemen, because this plant is not only going to give jobs to Malians, but it is going to boost it's going to boost the economy of Mali. Think about it. Back in the days, man, France used to come in, scoop the lithium, take it to their country, process it, and they resell it to other countries and make more money. And that plowed back profit stays in the economy of France and some of these Western allies, and of course America and the rest. But now with this partnership with this Chinese company, everything is going to stay in Mali. If you want to do business with Mali, if you want to buy the finished product of lithium in Mali, batteries and stuff like that, you have to go to Mali and you will buy it in Mali, and you will keep some of that plowed back profit in Mali. Let me say this, man. Mining industry in Africa is an exponentially rich industry. But you see, look at what is happening to all of our African countries, man. African kings and queens, we are suffering low employment rates, no food, nothing. All of this because Western powers had them in shackles. France had them in shackles. Can you imagine that? France had agreements with some of its former colonies in Africa that whatever new natural resource was discovered, France has the right to first mine. France has the right to decide who comes in and does what. But gone are those days, because these military leaders, they have cut all ties and they are taking steps to ensure that they are in control of their natural resources and that their citizens benefit from these natural resources. You cannot come into my house and I have something underneath my soil and you come and take it raw and go with it to your country and manufacture it and sell it back to me at crazy rates. And the fact that you are taking it off my country, you are taking away the jobs that the youth in my country could be doing. These are smart leaders, but you see, the West doesn't like these type of people. When you stand up to the West, to the hegemony of the West and their allies, they always point the finger at you and call you something else. These people pretend that they will partner with you, but their partnership with most African countries do not help these African countries, because these clowns, man, they ensure that they corrupt the leaders, the elites, the political elites, so that these people will be the only people in place, and they make sure that they maintain some of these political elites and play them like puppets, and so that they can be pilfering and stealing the resources from Africa. I don't want to talk about the case of the Congos. I don't want to talk about the case of our natural resources from Burkina Faso. I don't want to talk about uranium from Niger. All this thing has been going on and nobody has been saying anything, because we were not building plants to actually process these natural resources to finished goods. Now, this is a step to the right direction. I want to end this vlog by asking you, what do you think? Should every other African leader on the continent start thinking about building plants that can actually convert raw resources into finished goods, so that we give our youths employment, and then when they sell, that money stays back and helps these economies grow? Please do leave a comment and let me know exactly your thought about this whole process. Bravo to this leader, and man, my hat's off to all the Malian. We need to be promoting our leaders like this. You feel me? Leave your comment and your thought. That's my time, and you stay blessed. And I hope you did hit that subscribe button, smash the like. But hey, you saw love. Africa, we gotta rise. Peace.